Hi everyone, today we are going to do some simple summer face painting designs. We're going to start with this neon bright rainbow split cake from Tag and a size 1 flat brush. And if you hear some background noise, it's because I'm sitting out on my porch to do the voiceover because my children are inside being very loud, and it just so happens to be raining while I record this. So I'm going to start with my wide brush to make a big circle, and I'm going to steadily go down in brush sizes to make smaller concentric circles all over the side of the face. This is a 3/4 inch brush that I'm using here. Next, I'm going to switch to this finger dauber so that I can get small symmetrical circles. And when you're using a finger dauber, I find it makes it much easier if you mist or spray the head of the finger dauber first before using it on a already moistened palette. Now I'm using this small filbert brush to make the smallest circles. I'm adding a few more last circles just to round out the design. You can place the circles anywhere you like. The more random they are, the more natural they look. Now I'm going to switch to this small round brush, that's a size 1, with my white Craze palette. And I'm just going to use this liner brush to go around the edges of all the circles. The circles don't have to be perfect. You can go back and fill them in later, which I will do in a moment. As you can see, some of my lines have some thicker areas and some lumpy looking areas. I have a few circles where I have gone off of the color and you can see the skin showing through. Don't worry, we're going to fix all of that in just a minute. This was probably my worst circle. As you can see, I left a lot of skin showing through that one. Now we're going to use the same liner brush and we're going to go in and put some highlight marks around these circles. We're starting to create our bubbles now. So now I've taken the same filbert brush I was using earlier and I'm picking up just that blue color that's from the rainbow split cake, and I'm filling in some of the areas where the lines look wonky or where I need to redo the highlight mark or where there's skin showing through, and it just rounds out the bubble shape and kind of gives it more of that iridescent look. So I'm just going in and filling in some more of the blue color to give it a little bit of shading on the bubbles to give them more depth. Now I'm just going to finish it off with my liner brush and add back in some of the highlights that I had gone over just to round out and finish out the design. You do not have to be this detailed with your lines like I'm being now, because I have all the time in the world and nothing bothering me. But when you're at an event and you have a line of 6 kids, you do not have to be this fussy over your line work. And there you have it, some summer rainbow bubbles. Now let's move on to our second design. We're going to use the same neon bright rainbow palette and the same 1-inch brush. Now I'm going to switch to this white and yellow color and this yellow and orange that is from the Fusion Body Art, the Ultimate Face Paint palette. And I'm just going to use my wide brush to go over the white and yellow color first as my base. Then I'm going to go over the yellow-orange color and add on top of that to make a sunrise effect. And I'm going to fill in any streaks with this little filbert brush. If you need to, you can smooth out the edges of your colors with a damp sponge to blend them together better. Now with a size 3 round brush, I'm going to use just the pale yellow color and add these teardrop shapes as our sunbeams around the sunset. And I'm going to go back to my liner brush with my white palette and add in some teardrop designs and swirls around the whole of the design. And when you're happy with your teardrop design and your swirls, you do not have to do the same design that I have done here. I'm just kind of making it up as I go. I'm going to switch to this small fluffy eyeshadow brush, and this is a just plain rainbow eyeshadow palette. I'm going to use the dark pink color to fill in some areas where the cheeks will be on our sunshine face. And with another liner brush, I'm going to use this black color just to add in a little smiling sunshine face with some eyelashes and a little smile, just to make a little cute face in there. And I'm going to finish everything off with this star glitter from Craze that has a very fine gold color mixed in with it that I like to use anytime I'm doing something in the oranges or in a rainbow type setting, because it's just so light and it adds in a great star detail. And there you have it. That's our sunshine rainbow design. To start off our next design, we're going to use this 3/4 inch brush, and we're going to use this split cake from Craze, and I'm going to stick to the red and yellow side of the pan. I don't want to get any of that black color in there. So I'm going to use this to make these petal shapes around the eyes in the shape of a daisy, because these are going to kind of mimic like an African daisy with all the great beautiful colors in there. If you need to make your design more symmetrical, you can put a small dot on the face as your center point to make those daisies more rounded and all going back to the same point. Now I'm going to use this size 3 round brush to add in a purple pink color at the center of each petal. And I'm using another size 3 round brush, and I'm going to lay the head flat on the same palette we've been using on the black and red area. And I'm just going to add these little dots, and they give it a little bit of depth at the center of the daisy. And I didn't like that it was so dark, so I'm adding in some more of that red color on top. Now switching back to our liner brush, I have this Mayron Metallic palette, and I'm just going to add in some swirl details. You do not have to use the orange color. I have kids request different colors for the swirls all the time. Usually I just ask what their favorite color is, and it looks great if you do blue or green or purple. It matches with any of them. On top of those metallic swirls, I'm adding in some white teardrops and swirls, and also some dots around to just fill out the design a little bit. And when you're happy with how well-rounded your design is with all your dots and swirls, then I'm going to go in and add some glitter on top. And I'm just going to use that same very fine gold glitter with the stars. And there you have it. That's our African daisies. Now for our final design for my summer designs video, I'm going to use this split cake from Craze, and I'm going to do the same technique we just did, and I'm going to stick to this pink and red side of the palette. The idea here is to make rounded red areas that look like the meat of a watermelon. So I'm going to do these rounded designs on the top and the bottom of one side of the face. You can feel free to do both sides of the face and make this a full-faced butterfly, but we are making a watermelon summer butterfly. So now I'm going to switch to this yellow-green split cake and just add it to the outside edge of where I put the red watermelon meat, and this will be our watermelon rind. I had to add a headband because my hair was getting much too in my face. So add that to the top and the bottom until you get a nice rounded shape that you're happy with that mimics that of both a butterfly and a watermelon. And I'm just adding a swirl onto the edge to give it more of a butterfly detail. And with that same brush and the same color, I'm going to go in and add these stem shapes for the body of the butterfly. I had to switch to a size 3 round brush because the swirls are easier with a round brush for the little antenna. Using the same round brush, I'm going to go back to that red color and just fix the edge of it because it was bleeding too much into the green, so that we have a well-defined red and green area. Now with the same size round brush, I'm going to use the darkest color of the green palette and go on just the outer edge, and I'm going to add these squiggles in to make it look more like a watermelon rind. And then I'm going to go on the outer edge just to give it that depth and make it look like it has that rounded shape. And on top, we're adding the same squiggle lines in just to the rind area. Now with a clean round brush, I'm going to use black to make these teardrop shapes just to add a little bit of a watermelon seed detail. And with a liner brush, I'm going to use white to give each seed a little highlight. With the same white, I'm just going to finish some of the swirl details and add in some lines here and there just to make it all pull together. And now I'm switching back to my 3/4 inch brush because I don't like how the rind right around the eye right there turned out, so I'm extending it a little further. Now I'm going to go in with this neon green glitter, also from Craze, and just put it on the green rind area. Make sure your green paint is dry before you add this on there, otherwise all of the details you put on the rind will just smudge off. And there you have it, our summer watermelon butterfly. Thanks for joining us for this video and looking at some of the new summer designs that I came out with this year. Please like and subscribe and join us for the next one.